Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to discuss a convolution theorem in inverse Laplace transformation. So what is convolution theorem? If Laplace inverse of phi1s which is equal to f1 of t. So we just divide our function phi of s into two parts, that is phi1s and phi2s, and if phi1s which is equal to f1 of t and phi2s which is equal to f2 of t, then following integral 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u, okay, so is called convolution of f1 of t and f2 of t, and it is denoted by this. So in this theorem what we have to do, we have to find first if there is a two term like phi 1 s means 1 upon s minus 2 1 s plus 3. Okay, so we have to assume one term as a phi 1 of s means s minus 2 and another term as a phi 2 of s which is equal to s plus 3. Okay, I just explained a little bit about the convolution theorem and then we will discuss in next slide also. So phi 1s which is equal to s minus 2 and phi 2s which is equal to s plus 3, we just have to find Laplace inverse separately. So Laplace inverse of phi 1s, suppose we'll have that e raised to power t or function of t we will write over here. And this is another function in Laplace transformation. This we will write, we have to write is f2 of t. Okay, so what you have to do, this f1 of t you have to write f1 of u. Okay, in the place of t you just have to write u, and in this part you have to write t minus u and put in this integration 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u du. You will get the value of Laplace inverse. This is a method is known as a convolution twisting method. Okay, so we will discuss that convolution method or theorem in with examples. So let's see. First we will discuss the procedure of applying convolution theorem. Okay, so to find Laplace inverse of phi 1s and phi 2s, as I explained before, the given question in terms of phi of s, you just have to convert phi 1 and phi 2 and identify what is your phi 1s and phi 2s. Then find Laplace inverse of phi 1s means first part, which is equal to f1 of t. Obviously we find Laplace inverse transformation, so your function convert into function of time and put u in a place of t. Okay, and say this function that this function is f1 of u. Similarly, in the next, find Laplace inverse of phi 2s, just find separately, and it is another function of t, so we will write f1 and f2 just to differentiate this both function are different kind of functions. Okay, so f2 of t and put t minus u in a place of t and say this function, this is equal to f2 of t minus u, and put this value in this formula, that is 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u du. We are doing integration with respect to u, and just solve the integration and you will get the value of Laplace inverse transformation. So let's take an example based on convolution theorem. Find Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square plus a square into s. Okay, so first of all we have to identify phi 1s and phi 2s. So let's assume my phi 1s will be 1 upon s square plus a square and phi 2s will be 1 upon s. Okay, you can interchange your phi 1 and phi 2, it will not affect your answer. So Laplace inverse of phi 1s which is equal to f1 of t, we have to put u in a place of t. Okay, this is my step number 2. So Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square plus a square means 1 upon a sine at. This is standard formula of 1 upon s square plus a square which is equal to 1 upon a sine at. If you are not aware with the standard formula, so you can watch the previous video of inverse Laplace transformation. So what we have to do, we have to put u in a place of t. So 1 upon a sine a. It will become sine a. Now step number 3, that is find Laplace inverse of phi 2s, and we have to put t minus u in a place of t and say this function as a function of t minus u. So my second function is 1 by s. So Laplace inverse of 1 by s is 1. This is standard formula, or you can say Laplace of 1 is 1 by s and inverse of just opposite. So Laplace inverse of 1 by s is 1. And we have to put t minus u in place of t. But you can see over here this is constant. So f of t minus u will be 1. So now step number 4, we have to put value in this formula, that is 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u d. So my f1 of u is this 1 upon a sine au, and f2 of t minus u is 1, and I have to find next is integration. So I just put 1 upon a 0 to t sine au d. Okay, because 1 upon a is constant, so we can take out the integration. So now we have to solve the integration. So now what is integration of sine? Integration of sine is minus cos, and we have to divide with constant. Okay. So now you can see integration of sine au will be minus cos au, and we have to divide with a because coefficient of u is a, and the limit of integration is 0 to t. So upper limit minus lower limit. So it will be cos at minus cos 0. Okay, minus 1 upon a square as a constant I take outside the bracket. So cos at minus cos 0. Okay, and what is cos 0? Cos 0 is equal to 1, right? So cos 0 is equal to 1. So this will be minus 1 upon a square cos at minus 1. We just multiply the negative sign inside. So it will be 1 minus cos at divided by a square. Okay, so this will be our final answer of question number 1 by using convolution theorem. Okay, so I hope you understand this question, and let's take another question with some difficulties. So now question number 2. And in this particular question, we can see there is 1 upon s square plus a square whole square. Okay, so in this case, you can think my phi 1 and phi 2 s will be same. Okay, my phi 1 s will be 1 upon s square plus a square. You can see this question as, this is given question as 1 upon s square plus a square into 1 upon s square plus a square. Okay, so my phi 1 and my phi 2s will be same. So first condition, that identify your phi 1 and phi 2s, both are same. Step number 2, that is put phi 1s is equal to function of t. So my phi 1s is 1 upon s square plus a square. So this is 1 upon a sine at, and I have to put t is equal to u. Okay, in a place of t, what I have to put? T is equal to u. So it will be 1 upon a sine a. Okay, similarly for next phi 2, we have to find inverse Laplace transformation, and then we have to put t minus u in place of t. Okay, so my phi 2 will be same, that is 1 upon a sine at, because both functions are same. But now I have to put t minus u in place of t. So a into t minus u. Okay, what is next step? You can pause the video and you can think about it. What is my next step? So yeah, so let's continue. Your next step will be convolution theorem, that is 0 to t function of u function of t minus u du. You have to put the value in this formula, 0 to t function of u and function of t minus u. So you can see over here function of u, that is sine au, function of t minus u means sine a t minus u d. Okay, so now what is next? Next we have to solve the integration, but for this integration you have to convert this multiplication into addition or subtraction, because sine a sine b is there. Okay, so yeah, so there we have sine A into sine B. Okay, so sine A, sine B, both are same term, so it will be converted into cos minus half cos A plus B minus cos A minus B. Okay, you can remember this as a half cos A minus B minus cos A plus B, but I'll write this minus half cos A plus B cos A minus B. What is A here? So this is A and A is equal to A. What is B here? So B is equal to A t minus U, or you can remember this is A t minus A. You can write this. So yes. So now I have to apply formula sine A sine B, which is equal to cos A plus B. Cos A plus B means cos AU plus AT minus A plus B. And cos A minus B means AU minus AT minus AU. Okay, bracket, in a bracket there is a negative, so it will be AU minus AT plus A. So now if you add this term, so it will be AU and AU will be cancelled. You have cos AT, and in this you have AU plus AU minus AT, so 2AU minus AT with respect to t, and constant is there, that is minus 1 upon 2A square. Okay, so now now you have to think about it that we have to do integration with respect to u. So what about this cos AT? Okay, so cos AT is a constant term because we have to do integration with respect to u. Okay, so in the next step you can see cos AT integration 0 to t with respect to du minus cos 2AU minus AT du. Okay, now again integration of cos is integration of cos is sine. Okay, and we have to divide with constant, but what constant? You have to divide with coefficient of u, that is 2a. Okay, so you can see the next result, that is cos AT integration of du is u and integration limit is 0 to t, and similarly this part, that is sine 2AU minus AT and divided with 2u because coefficient of u is 2a, and integration limit is 0 to t. Now upper limit minus lower limit and you have to solve. So upper limit, that is t minus 0, so it will be t cos AT, and here you can see 2AT minus AT divided by 2a minus sine 0 minus AT. Okay, so this will be sine AT divided by 2a and sine of minus theta, since we know that sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, so it will become positive. So your answer will be sine 80 divided by a, 280 divided by 2a or 80 divided by a. So this will be your final answer. Okay, so you can just revise because very big for problem. So what we have to do first, that we have to identify our phi 1 phi 2s. Then we find separately Laplace inverse of both the term. First term we have to put t is equal to u. Second term we have to put t is equal to t minus u. Then we have to put the value in integration, that is 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u, and then you have to solve the integration like sine A sine B is equal to half minus half of cos A plus B A minus B. Value of A is AU, value of B is AT minus AU, and you have to solve the integration. Okay, so now see the next example. Example number 3. Find Laplace inverse of s upon s square plus a square. Okay, I purposely take this question because if you don't distribute evenly in a both term, suppose we have s in a numerator. Okay, so either your phi 1, this s will come with either phi 1s or phi 2s. So first of all we have to identify what is phi 1s and phi 2s. Okay, it is up to you. So my phi 1s, I'll take my phi 1s is s upon s square plus a square, and other term phi 2 will be 1 upon s square plus a square. If you multiply this term, so you will get again your phi of s, that is given problem. So now find Laplace inverse of phi 1s. which we will find in terms of t, and I have to put u in place. Okay, so now this is s upon s square plus a square, Laplace inverse of s upon s square plus a square, which is equal to cos at, and I have to put t is equal to u, so it will become cos a. Similarly, in a step number 3, that is Laplace inverse of phi 2s, which is again equal to f2 of t, and I have to put t minus u in place of t. So 1 upon s square plus a square, this is equal to 1 upon a sin at divide 1 upon a sin at. So what I have to put? T minus u in place of t. So 1 upon a sin sin a bracket t minus u. Okay, at the place of t you have to put t minus u. Now what is next step? Next step is the convolution theorem. 0 to t f1 of u, f2 of t minus u. Yes, you can see now f1 of u, f2 of t minus u du. Okay, and integration limit is 0 to t. So f1 of u is cos au, f2 of t minus u, that is 1 upon a sin a t minus u. So we just put value over here, but now again we have cos a sin b formula. So cos a sin b formula is, yes, cos a sin b formula is half of sin a plus b minus sin a minus b. What is a here? A is equal to au. What is b here? B is equal to at minus au. Okay, so now this cos a sin b, so you just pause the video and try to solve by your own and check your answer. So sin a plus b, that is au plus at minus au, and sin a minus b, that is au minus at plus au. Okay, yeah, so you have this is sin at, because au and au is cancelled, so it will become sin at, and last one becomes sin 2au minus at. After that you have to find integration, but again we are doing integration with respect to u, so this is sin at will be constant. Yes, so sin at will be constant, integration 0 to t du, and sin 2au minus at with respect to du. So now you can see u integration limit, upper limit is t, lower limit is 0, and similarly integration of sine is minus cos. That's why this minus and minus will become plus cos 2au minus at. And we have to divide with the constant. Constant means not 2au minus at. Okay, constant means coefficient of u, that is 2u, and integration limit is 0 to t. So when you apply upper limit, so it will be t minus 0, so it will be t sin t in this part, and here you have a cos 2at minus at divided by 2a, and cos 0 minus at divided by 2a. But we know that cos of minus theta, which is equal to cos theta. So this is cos at minus at, so it will be cancelled, and here you have answer with you, that is 1 upon 2a t sin at. This is your final answer. Okay, so I hope you understand these three problems of inverse Laplace transformation by using convolution theorem. If you have any doubt, you can write in comment box. And thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel for next engineering mathematics video or more video in mathematics. Okay, thank you so much.